What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about Bitcoin today at the request of Flower Child. At the honorable mention, right? You didn't request it. Anyways, you guys. Yes, I know. I've got the coolest hat on, and no, you can't have it. It's mine. It's absolutely mine. Man, I love this hat. I actually have an envisionment, a dream, if you will, that when my daughter is old enough to go to concerts or parties or whatever, stuff I don't want to think about, I will give her this hat to wear, because it's dope, bro. It's dope. It's rad, man. It's rad. Anyways, that's not what this video is about. We are talking about Bitcoin on this video. We're going to go over the day-to-day stuff, where I think the price is going. Is it going up? Is it going down? How low are we going to go? How high are we going to go? How long is it going to be? Blah, blah, blah. All my estimations on that. And yeah, let's go over that right now. So I'm going to pause this. Let's get into it. If we're looking at the relative high to low, the way the fib looks, and I love to reference this, you guys. Okay. First off, volume is building as we're moving up. All the people on YouTube, on Instagram, on TikTok, all the people who have been calling for Bitcoin to go below 20K, below 10K, for this cycle to be a dud and for it to be short. They've been proven wrong time and time again. And here we are. This week we're down 7% so far. We're down 7%. And they are having a field day. They are cheering on top of the mountains. They're like, yes, we're winning. When they've been bearish since price is well below this. You guys, this bull market is not going to be cut short. We are not about to drop below 30K, below 40K. We're probably not going to go below 50K even, I would be surprised if we move below 58K. That would be the lowest. I would even be surprised if we went down there, but 58K, 57K, that would be like the lowest that I would give it. But no, the way this fib looks, the way that I've learned with fibs is when you break the 618, the golden ratio, when you break through it on the first attempt, which that's the first attempt from the high to low, that's the first attempt, your likelihood of going to the 1272 to the 1618 area becomes not a probability but a likelihood. Like I'm telling you, like an 80% chance, like, or more. Genuinely speaking, and with how we've done so far, with how the volume looks, with the fact that we back tested the 618 after we broke above it, we back tested it and then had a bullish move, I think we're at the or more than 80% likelihood that we're going to at least see 103,000 before this move is done. Now, what does that mean? What does that mean whenever I say that before this move is done? That means that I'm just going to redraw this again. That means that we are not going to see a serious phase of consolidation until we hit 103K. Now, that doesn't mean that this isn't somewhat serious, right? This is at the moment, it's the biggest. If we were to close here, this would be the biggest red week that we've seen. Really, since August of last year. This would be the biggest red week that we've seen on an open to closing basis, So it doesn't mean that we can't experience things like that. We absolutely can, but I don't think we're going to experience things like this. Maybe something like this. Maybe we could. That's possible. But we're kind of already going through it. If we were to compare this to the last time that we did something like this, from this point to where we started to break out, that was 9 weeks. Well, from this point to where we are now, we are on our 4th week. So we're already and we've got 4 days and 18 hours left. So we're essentially halfway through if we were to mimic what we did last time. And maybe we do a little bit more, maybe we do a little bit less, but relatively close nonetheless. I don't think we're going to see a phase of consolidation like this or a dramatic pullback, if that makes any sense. In fact, I think that was the low. I was thinking for a solid bit, I was thinking that 57K was where we're going to go. But you guys, with how we've performed recently, even with the current past couple days in mind, I'm pretty convinced that 57K, 58K opportunity is off the table. It could go down there. It is possible. I don't think it's going to happen. Oh man. Okay, good. I paused the music. I was just making sure. Looking at the daily RSI for what it's worth. The daily RSI to me does look a little bit bearish. It's not common that you find support around here. You would normally go down to your oversold zone to find support, or at least above it, somewhere around here, somewhere in this area, and then you'd move up, something like that. Being that we do have lower lows, and lower highs. I'm inclined to believe that you would go lower, but let's take a second to just evaluate this for what it is. If we put a low, put a line like right here, we found support back here once, twice, hey, and we continued to move up higher. Though this was before we were overbought, where this is after we were overbought, you know, to kind of compare it like that. Relatively speaking, that's kind of the only iteration we have. Same thing over here, but again, before we were overbought. Again, before we were overbought. After we were overbought, we inevitably did go lower. So if we were to go lower from here, where could we go? Well, I don't think we're going to go below that low, but we could go below these lows. You know, today, if it closes green, whatever, we might still go lower. From relative high to low, you guys, we just, oh man, back and forth, huh? If we were to close today, above, what is that, $67,362, if we can do that, this will look like a tweezer bottom off of the relative golden ratio, okay? That's significant in my opinion. Not only that, but we are, even with, you know, what I just did on the RSI excluded, suggesting that we could go lower, we are at an area that we have at times found support in the RSI. It's not necessarily the most bullish look, but it is possible. Again, generally I would expect you'd go around the oversold zone, if not into it, before you find support and start moving higher. But this can happen. It is possible. What we would need to see is an immediate turnaround. We need to get back above the 50 today or tomorrow. It would have to happen, like essentially immediately. Because if not, we do go lower. But how low are we going to go? You know, I would assume the lowest that we would go from here is probably around 62K. We could go right to this daily close, right to this daily open down at 62K. Maybe we go to about 63K. We're at 66.3K now. You guys, the bears are having a field day already with this. It's going to be an even bigger field day down here, even whenever it's a higher low, right? Look at it, right? That would be a higher low down there, and they would still have a field day. As far as like what pattern this goes, I don't know, man. It's hard to identify at this point in time. You know, if we were to try to identify it, it looks kind of like a broadening top almost, but not. It wouldn't. It just wouldn't be, because this right here throws it off. It wouldn't be broadening tops. If this was a broadening top, you would have gone like 1, 2. Like it's not. It's not a broadening top. So I don't know what this pattern is so far. It could. It's probably not a diamond. I don't know. We'll probably know better once we are done with it. Once it's no longer relevant. But I'm trying to look at it for what it's worth now. I don't know. Maybe I'm looking at it wrong. Oh, maybe it's a pennant, which would be a bullish consolidation, by the way, you guys. I want to be clear, because I haven't been clear. I do think that we're not done. And I said this in the beginning, but I think before we see a significant phase of consolidation, we're moving up to 100K, you guys. It's going to throw a lot of people off. At that point, the bears will have no argument. Everybody, all the bears that have been saying we are not going to 100K. We're like a lot. I'm surprised at how many people who have been involved in crypto for years thoroughly with their soul condemn Bitcoin to not go above 100K. I don't see it. It's not that I don't see 100K happening at all this cycle. It's that I don't see it happening in any less time than like before June. Like literally before June, 100K is going to happen. That's how immediate this move is going to be. That's what we're in the midst of right now. I know it sounds crazy. It sounds crazy until it happens. But that's what the fibs tell me. That's what the RSI tells me. You guys, we're showing some of the strongest readings we've ever seen, as far as like maintaining overboughtness in the RSI goes. You know, like literally here we were out and in and out, or in and out, in and out, in and out. We're here. We've just been in, very brief period of out and then in for a long time still. If we come down to this overbought zone, if we close this week a little bit lower, again around that 62 to 63K area, we're going to be at the overbought zone, set up for a prime bounce. That would be insanely bullish. If we go down here and bounce, you guys, 100K, it's going to happen. It's going to happen very soon, especially if we get that. But I'm going I'm getting off here. Let's talk about the daily again. Looking at the extensions, relative extensions from high to low. Nope, that's not it. I thought that looked weird. 2618 hit. We are below the 2272. The next logical area would be the 1886, but hey, we've already found support there. So my thoughts are we probably don't go back to touch that. If we do, we run the risk of going down to 57K. That price is still on the table, though I just don't think it's going to happen at this point in time. If we take the relative low to high, I mean, that is the 1414, 1272 area. Again, it wouldn't be crazy to go down there. So be prepared if that were to happen. But at this point in time, guys, I am looking at, as crazy as it sounds, I mean, this could be the low. Today could have been the low. And if not, 63 to 62K will be the low. It's one of those two. It's one of those three. Either we found our low today, or 62 to 63K is going to be our low. Let's look at the 4-hour time frame. The 4-hour to me does look bearish. It would, in my opinion, imply that we go lower. We could go higher first, you know, throughout today we could go higher, but maybe toward the end of the day or later tomorrow we go lower more still. Again, implying that 63 to 62K area is somewhat likely. Maybe today we go up to about 67K, a little bit above there, 67, 67 and a half. Find resistance there as we did back here. You know, maybe we go all the way up to 68K, whatever. But if we can't maintain prices above about 67.2K on a 4-hour basis, then we're probably going to go lower than this low. So just be aware of that. If we reject, in other words, if we reject this 382 area or prove it as resistance and we come back down below this 236 area, likely we will take this low out. And then again, that would be about 63 to 62K. 62K is where we're looking for. It's a nice bottoming look for sure, but you have higher highs in the RSI while promoting lower highs in price. That is hidden bearish divergence. That's not a good look in itself. Let's look at the ribbon. Let's look at the ribbon and then we'll end this video. All that to say. Fresh cross. Yeah, you probably move up to about 67.7 to 68K, somewhere around there. It makes sense. Daily, you won't even go, yeah. If we inevitably do go below about 62K, then 57K would be on the table. It's on the table now, but it would be a likelihood. If we close below 62K, it would be a likelihood. And I'd really like us to hold that 64K area, which is kind of where we're at now, but that would be a really good look in itself. But if not, whatever. We could go lower. You know, maybe see something like this. I don't know. We are very far away from the weekly ribbon, but I mean, if we look at this for what it's worth, oh gosh darn it. You know, last cycle, we didn't even touch the yellow line throughout like the whole cycle, right? I mean, the last time we touched it was here, so like versus here. So we've got like a long time. We could continue to grow without touching it. Here we checked back along the way, you know, whatever. I don't know. I'm just grasping at straws here, I guess. Let's refresh this real quick. I guess that's where I'm going to end it, man. This video's been a little bit all over the place, but to be fair, yeah, that's my opinions, man. I think we could today go up. We're at about 66.27K to surmise it all. We could go up to about 68K, 67.5K, somewhere around there. If that provides resistance and we do reject it and we can't get above there and maintain prices above there, I think it was 67.2K. If we can't maintain prices above 67.2K on a 4-hour basis or higher time frame, then we're likely going to move down to about 63 to 62K. And if that doesn't hold, 57 to 58K is the likelihood. So much past that, again, to finish the video with what I was saying, people calling for below 50K, like I just don't see it, man. I don't see it anymore. It wouldn't be crazy. Like, it looks fine on the chart, right? Higher lows being maintained, it looks fine. I don't see it happening. What, from the relative high? That's not what I meant to draw, bro. Come on now. Top to bottom. I mean, that's a 44% drop. That we haven't seen. I don't think we're in that kind of market conditions anymore, guys. We're not going to see 40% drops or 30% drops in Bitcoin like ever again. Institutional money's here. It's not going to happen. They're going to buy it up when they see a 20% drop. Oh, and wouldn't you know it, from high to low, we dropped about 17.7%. You know, like it's just not, it's not going to happen in my opinion. I don't know. If we drop down to 57K, the like lowest point that I'm thinking, that'd be a 23% drop. I don't see us going much below that personally, but I can be wrong. I've been wrong before. Previous area of resistance back here, you know, right there. Just makes sense to me. But anyways, I've given you the targets. I'm just rambling at this point. So if you guys like the video, if you like the rambles, if you like the all over the place analysis, hit that like button, subscribe. If you hated it, if you have issues with it, let me know. Let me know in the comments what I could do better. But I am me. If you're going to tell me to shorten it or keep it condensed or try to stay focused, dude, it's the end of the night for me. I'm trying to stay focused. This is just how it is sometimes. So hit the like button if you like the hat. Hit the like button if you like the analysis. And I will see you guys on the next one. Take care of yourselves. I do think that we are not done. I think that we have more to go. I think that this right now, I wonder, actually, before we're completely done, let's see. Crypto Fear and Greed Index. Still greedy, whatever. Just because it's greedy doesn't mean we have to tank. We could, but I mean, it doesn't mean we have to. Oftentimes, you know, we were greedy throughout this whole time going up, so I mean, that's just how it is. But yep. All right, that's all I got for you guys. Take care. Bye-bye.